Yo, boys. Can I buy fucking reagents somewhere in Chatrath? I forgot. Because the CBA buffing for targets individually. Like, there's 3 of us plus the pet. That's like... That's a lot of globals, man. I gotta buy those reagents. Never mind, I guess I probably found it. I hope so, at least. Oh yeah, that's good. Yo guys, I'm sorry, I'm not really reading the chat all too much, and I'm not replying because I'm on voice with my teammates, and yeah, I don't want to annoy them by like talking to you constantly. So I'm typing in the chat, like I'm replying through the actual chat, and so it takes forever, especially like since the queues are so quick at this rating. So yeah, sorry if I'm missing some questions and stuff, but yeah, that's just how it's gonna be tonight.
When you close your eyes to the world, when you are in a deep meditative mood, blissful, ecstatic, the body is not there. You have become aware of the inner tree of life, and it is going higher and higher, and you feel that you can fly.
Something in my mind was telling me to run, telling me to not go back to what we had. Something in my heart was telling me to hold on, knowing I could break you, knowing I could win you over. So take my hand in yours, and I'll follow you down. I won't let go, I won't let go of you now.
Dude, my fucking mouse. My mouse doesn't work. Like my wheel on the mouse doesn't work, and I'm using a wheel to target party 1 and party 2, so I PS'd the Warlock instead, so that was super fucking bad. Like, I was supposed to target the Rogue and PS him, but instead, because of my stupid fucking bugged mouse wheel, I PS'd the Warlock and it almost cost us the game, because Rogue had to trinket late, he had to trinket kidney and use cloak, instead of just not using anything there and be completely fine PS'd. So that fucking sucked. That almost cost us the game. This shit is so annoying, man. I probably have to buy a new mouse soon.
The spirit that possesses the entity beyond all self-existence. This is the missing shadow.
Yeah, honestly should probably set up the fucking donation go for a mouse instead of pizza, cause well, I mean pizza is nice, but not being able to target my teammates properly is really fucking annoying. Not just target, but also dispel. Like sometimes if both of my teammates have some magical debuffs up, like some fucking Nova and Poli or something, and I want to dispel, like let's say I want to dispel Nova off my Rogue, and the Warlock has like Winter's Chill, right? I'll use my dispel. I'll use like my mouse wheel up to dispel the Rogue, and instead I'll dispel the Warlock's Winter's Chill. That kind of shit happens as well because of my mouse. So that's really game breaking. Not game breaking, but it's like crucial sometimes. It can cost the game easily. How you target enemies? I target enemies through Gladi. Through Gladi you can bind, target and focus arena 1 to 3. You go to keybinds and then scroll all the way down, you'll see Gladi and you can bind it here. Left click is target, right click is focus by default, you can change that. So that's mainly how I target enemies. $20 for pizza. Where do you live, Bogdan? I live in Russia. Well, I mean the pizza is cheaper, but it's not like I'm ordering just pizza. Dude, I've been living off like delivery food for a few months now. I have CBA cooking. It's insane how lazy I am lately. It's crazy. Anyway, I'll shut up now.
Salt shaker half full of cocaine. A whole galaxy of multicolored uppers, downers, dreamers, laughers. Also a quarter tequila, a quarter rum, a case of beer, a pint of raw ether, 2 dozen lemons. Not that we needed all that for the trip. Once you get locked into a serious drug collection, the tendency is to push it as far as you can.
Alright guys, apparently the queues are getting worse, it's getting late, and we're getting a higher rating, so guys, apparently the queues are getting, I guess from now on the queues will be way slower than they were initially. I think we might call it a night soon, maybe get 2k tonight, and that should probably be enough for today, because the queues are shit. I mean, I'd continue playing forever if I could, but there's just no point playing against these teams we're playing against. It's kind of boring and the queues are long. My stream is echoing. Oh yeah, sorry. Fixed it now. Because I've just opened my own stream on YouTube, that's why. And it wasn't muted. I feel like I almost threw this game because of, I mean, it was fine, but it's weird because like on my screen I was totally losing the mage and I didn't think you could CS me from down there. I thought he would have to stop casting Frostbolt and like actually run a few steps, which would give me time to fake cast that and stop his Frostbolt. I mean, force him to stop casting, you know, but he was like insta. Not sure what that was, because I'm pretty sure I was losing him. If I didn't get the CS to cast there, we would have been totally fine. Reg wouldn't die. Not that it mattered. But Yeah, Refi, we were actually just discussing that. What should I buy, you know? Whether I should buy weapons or main set. I'm leaning towards the main set. Main set first. And but the thing is, I'll have enough arena points by the end of the season to buy both the main hand weapon and the main set. Maybe even an offhand, so I don't even have to worry about it at all. fucking game was so troll, man. So unnecessarily close. Yeah, played pretty bad too. Alright guys, we're done, as you can see. Oh, and the music is gone too, sorry about that. I myself don't hear the music, so I didn't notice it. Couldn't fix it right away, but yeah, not sure what to do now. Probably just gonna piece it here. If you guys have any questions, now would be the perfect time to ask them. Because during the stream I couldn't really answer a lot of questions because I couldn't read the chat too much, especially in the start, because I was like kind of overwhelmed with sort of like unrusting, you know, getting back into it, because I haven't played TBC in quite a bit. And yeah, the queues were really good in the start. They were like pretty much instant for a bigger half of our session tonight. Then later on they started to get shitty. How big is your penis? It's like really fucking small, man. It's like fucking 3 centimeters. Micro penis. For real, man. My penis is non-existent. Feels bad. Do you have your graphics lowered beyond default? My frame rate is shit on the TBC clients. I don't think I do. Let me see. Nah, I think I'm running like fucking as good as it gets on everything here. Planning on doing 2s here? I don't know, I'm not sure. Maybe. I haven't... I didn't even want to play as much here in Endless or in TBC in general. It's just that I was asked to play some, you know, RLP at first, and then it changed to RLP, and I thought why not, because, you know, the players are good and I'm always down to play with good players. The main reason why I don't play TBC, not the main, but one of the reasons for sure, is because I don't really have anyone to play with. There's no one that I would be like really looking forward to play with almost. So yeah. Why is your chat that color? Because I'm using some HD textures or whatever they're called. You can Google HD textures TBC and Legion models TBC and get those modifications somewhere. I don't know, I lost the link so I couldn't link it to you. Hi, is that like mode or something? Something like that. What mode? What are you talking about? Mir is a toxic fool though. I'm not sure if he's a toxic fool or not. I mean, he's definitely not toxic when like towards me, you know, when we're playing. Which is kind of what matters to me personally, I guess. And I don't know, man. I think that this is like a game, and what matters the most in the game is how you play the game. So like if you're a good player, it's, you know, it means something. I don't know, I don't have any issue playing with him right now, so I don't know, whatever. I'm not gonna comment on whether or not he's toxic or whatever. I really don't know. You answered, I was talking about chat. Okay. There's only a few people left with whom I would want to play on TBC, and like Mir is definitely one of them. There's Mir, there's Blaze, there's a few old friends like Cause and I guess Daryl. Daryl actually messaged me. I don't know if you guys, you know, some of you listening know who Daryl is, but he's basically an old friend and teammate of mine from Arena Tournament TBC. So he recently messaged me saying that with that corona shit he's been spending a lot of time at home, staying at home a lot, and he was gonna start playing again, at least for the time being, with the corona shit. So I could play something with him at some point. And then he was a rogue, right? Yeah, he was playing a rogue and a warlock. We played Pharaoh Rogue with him, which was super fun. We played some Priest Rogue, which he wasn't really that good at, but we still had some fun playing it. And then we played Priest Warlock, which he basically taught me how to play the comp. He was so good at it. He was a really good Warlock, and he knew how to play Priest Warlock really well back in the day. Did you play Another Wing 2.4.3? No, I didn't. I mean, I played there a bit. I did some boosts, just a few though, not too many, and I played there for just a little while. The server fucking sucked. I hated it with all my heart. Yeah, I always thought it was fucking disgusting and I never wanted to play there. It was like legit one of the worst servers when it comes to arena. Fucking terrible. Твой пристрель кто-то подогнали. Trust City looks strange. It's a new client. No, it's not a new client. It's some data files that I replaced that make it look like this. Not just chat, but a lot of other locations look differently. You can Google HD textures TBC, and I'm sure you can easily find it. I would have given you a link, but I don't have one. I lost it a long time ago. I don't know, I guess I could play some 2s eventually with Mir here. He said that maybe we could play at some point, like he wouldn't mind to play some 2s. So I guess maybe we'll play some Priest Rogue at some point here. And yeah, but besides that, I think I'll mostly just play 3s with them. And that's about it. Also, I see now what you meant with Dwarf Overthrow in DPL Season 1. Yeah. Dwarf is really good in Season 1. Double DPS teams and UD Rogue teams are horrible, yeah. Not even only UD Rogue teams. Like if there were any like really good Priest Rogue teams on the server, you would fucking cry, I think. Playing Horde against them in Season 1. But apparently there's only Deadly Coward. Deadly Coward is the only good Priest Rogue player, or Deadly Coward's team is the only good one on the server apparently. I'm not sure, but I think that's the case. We managed to win a session against the Yaffits and Deadly, at least. I think they are the best DPR in here. They probably are, but I think it's possible to play way better. Not to talk shit about them or anything. Deadly is my homie. I don't know who Yaffits is, but I'm pretty sure it's someone I know, and he's also some old TBC player that's decent, but I think it's possible to play better than they are playing. Что-то пропустил по Саше, отходил. И что думаешь по анонсу БК на лайве, будет ли? Думаю, будет. Не знаю, ничего особо не думаю. Как будет, так будет. Как выйдет, там посмотрим, видно будет. Насчет Саши, не знаю, я не могу... Я не вижу, типа, его Дискорд. Ну, то есть у меня есть в Дискорде, у меня во френдах. Но я не вижу его Дискорд так. Я ему написал сейчас, сказал, что ты типа спрашиваешь Дискорд его, может сейчас ответить даст этот Дискорд так. Why is Dwarf Priest good in Season 1? Because of Stoneform and Desperate Prayer, and Chastise is also pretty good actually. Stoneform is very strong against rogues, it's pretty strong against hunters, because he can remove Viper Sting with it, and you're immune basically to Wyvern Sting, which is also pretty nice. You're not immune. As undead, you are immune to Wyvern Sting almost, because you can just use it every time the hunter uses that shit on you. But Stoneform, you can break out of one, and then the next one's gonna be full because it has 3-minute city. But anyway, Dwarf is really good because of Desperate Prayer, I would say in Season 1. In Season 1, Desperate Prayer heals you for a lot. Like 2k insta heal, that's pretty big. Especially when you take this into account. Like, usually when you're being tunneled, you have like perma 3 stacks of this shit, which increases your healing taken by 12%. So it buffs the Desperate Prayer. So if you're playing against like Rogue Mage or like Warlock Rogue, any Rogue team in 2s for instance, right? And they're tunneling you, you can just Stoneform and Desperate Prayer, and it's so fucking strong. And in Season 1, the games don't last that long, so oftentimes you only need to survive once. You only need to survive their opener or survive one of their goes, and Dwarf allows you to do that. Thanks, no problem. Hyped for TBC retail? Nah, not really. Honestly, I'm not really hyped for it. I think I'll play it, but I'm not hyped for it. I'm not waiting for it, I'm not really excited about it. I don't care as much as far as I can tell. I'll still play it though, nonetheless. You know, if I'm still playing when it gets released. It'll just be PV, grind, CVA, kick W. That too, I think the game is just... you know, people's attitude towards the game ruins it in a lot of cases. Like if you guys remember Warmane, a lot of people that were like pretty regular arena players, what they would do was just fucking spam the shit out of PvE, spam the shit out of raids, and they would make sure they have every single fucking best piece in the game. And yeah, just pay so much attention and spend so much time and put so much effort into making sure they get the best fucking gear available in the game to have the fucking advantage against their opponents. You know, regular folks like me or Deadly Coward who just fucking don't give a fuck and spam arena, never dodge, never fucking snipe, never do any of that bullshit. Just play arena a lot without really caring that much about gear and shit like that. So those people would just spam the fuck out of raids and make sure they have every single best piece in the game. And it can be pretty annoying when those people are actually playing good. It can be annoying if you don't have, if you're not doing the same shit and you don't have all the best gear. It's sometimes annoying to play against those people that have every single fucking best installed piece in the game. On TBC, it's not really that big of a problem because you can still outplay and you can still, you know, the gear in general is just not that significant. But yeah, it's still annoying. Is it possible to ignore PvE entirely and still compete with just PvP gear in TBC? It is, yeah. You know, sometimes when you're facing really good players that also have really good gear, that's when there's a problem. But that doesn't happen too often. Maybe on retail it's gonna happen more often because way more of those try-hard types people are gonna be playing there. It's pretty much what it is on retail right now, where you basically absolutely have to spam the fuck out of PvE to play arena at high rating. Otherwise, you just can't compete because you're getting out-geared so fucking hard, and on BFA the gear matters so much. So I think on TBC it's gonna be somewhat the same, except TBC is more forgiving when it comes to like having worse gear than your opponent. You can still outplay and play better and, you know, win the game anyway. But yeah, I can see how it will be pretty annoying to play against all those tryhards. Everyone will be raiding in TBC though because of how easy it'll be. That too, yeah. TBC raiding is gonna be so easy. But it's not like it's ever been difficult, except maybe on retail or back when people didn't know how to play the game or didn't know the encounters that well. It's always easy. It's just a matter of patience, I guess, or you know. Some people can't be bothered to raid like myself. Like, I don't know, it's just so fucking boring and annoying, especially on TBC, because I feel like there's so much trash on TBC that it just takes so fucking long to clear all the trash. It's ridiculous. And then even if you're playing with a good guild, there's always fucking bad PvE players, and those are the worst. That's what makes PvE or raiding specifically fucking frustrating to me personally, is the bad PvE players. They're so bad. It's impossible, man. It's like you're trying out the boss for the first time, right? You do one pull, okay. You do 2 pulls, okay. You do 3 pulls, and after the 3rd pull, max, you're already pretty fucking confident. You know, when it comes to what you need to do, you understand your role and how you should be playing and what you should be doing and when. You understand all that after like 3rd or like 5th or fucking 10th try, let's be generous. But then oftentimes you're gonna have to do like a bunch more pulls because some people just they don't understand it and they can't do it, and it takes them fucking 50 pulls to actually, you know, understand the encounter, which is it's so simple too, but apparently it's still hard for them. I don't know. PvE people are the worst, man. Even in good guilds, there's a bunch of those guys. So that's why I don't want to raid. Otherwise, like, if I were raiding with good people who know what to do perfectly well and who don't suck, essentially, I probably wouldn't mind it as much. Because it doesn't actually take that much time, unless a lot of people are terrible, I guess. So yeah. Raiding is not my thing. And yeah, also Luke, some classes just don't require any PvE gear at all. Like Warlock, for instance, or Shadow Priest, those barely need any PvE. You need a trinket, which you can get from like heroics, I guess. You can grind the Pages of Justice to get your epic spell damage trinket, then you're good to go. Or maybe in Season 4 you could do MGT, get that Shadow Bolt proc thingy trinket. And you don't really need much more PvE on those classes. And there's a few more classes that don't require any PvE. Like Warriors don't need that much PvE. You can get away playing Rest of Shaman without PvE, Enhancement Shaman. A few more classes. But if you're playing something like Rogue, you kind of do want some PvE. Or Mage. Or Priest, Druid. Paladin. I heard Rogue kind of needs PvE for the main hand. Nah, that's bullshit. You don't need the main hand. You need rings, you need cloak, neck, with agility, because PvP set, PvP offset pieces don't have agility on them, like rings don't have any agility on them, cloak doesn't have agility on it, neck. Why Mage Druid need PvE? Because Druid needs a lot of spirit, and Mages need a lot of haste. I think it'll actually be enjoyable to raid on TBC retail since it won't really take that much time. And you can just find a good guild with the boys. PvE is basically rogue mages / rogue mages healers, I guess. Yeah. I mean, priests also do need PvE. Most classes could use a few pieces at least from PvE, but yeah. Druids, priests, rogues and mages needed the most. I would say the Lurker trinket is almost essential for priest in Season 3+. Yeah. Starting from Season 2, it's really fucking good. That trinket is so good. You perform insane in PvP, you don't need PvE in some games. You calculate very good the situation, and Mir didn't die. Well, that's what I'm saying, you know. Mostly you can get away not having any PvE whatsoever. But then when you get to the very top and you start facing like people that are really good at the game and also don't mind to do some raiding, so they have all those best in slot pieces, and so their gear is like way better than yours, that's when the issue, you know, kicks in. Because playing against average players that have best in slot PvE gear without having the gear yourself is manageable. You can totally do it, and you can win games by outplaying and just generally playing good. because gear difference is just not that significant in this game. But when you're playing against people that are equally as good as you are and they have better gear, obviously they're gonna have an upper hand, you know. You can still, you know, you can still deal with it, it's fine. It's not like you're gonna be losing too many games because of that, I don't think so. I think TBC is just really forgiving in that regard. You don't need to have all that PV gear. How about this priest? What does he need? As priest, you need a cloak. I mean, a cloak is kind of whatever. You really need rings, PV rings with spirit. Like this ring is very good for this season, for instance. And then next season, you're gonna get one from SSC. Where is it? I think it's from the SSC. It's from Lady Vash. This ring is very good in season 2 for priest. So yeah, you don't need that much, but you need at least one good spirit ring, like this one, ideally 2. So like this one and that one for the next season, and then season 3, it's still gonna be these 2, I think, and season 4 you get 2 from Sunwell Trash. And then you need a cloak, but not having cloak is fine because you can get a PvP cloak and then enchant your chest with like 15 spirits. That's good enough. But this trinket though is really essential, I think, for the priest. This is what you really need. A lot of times, playing without this trinket will make you unable to win against those good players with good gear, you know. If you don't have this trinket, your chances are just not as good. This trinket is really fucking good. Also, having spirit stuff helps. So it's spirit staff, spirit cloak, spirit rings, and the spirit trinket. Basically, you need PV with mana regen. Also, PV headpieces are really good because on your PvP headpiece you don't have any mana regen whatsoever. You don't have any spirit on it, and you don't have any MP5 on it. So the headpiece is the best piece you can get when we're talking about the main set. So if you have like tier 4 head, 1 spirit ring, this trinket, basically your gear, that'll be enough. Your gear is good enough. Maybe some spirit staff as well. I don't know. Did you miss my question or stupid question? I guess I missed it. What's your view on tier 3 from classic vanilla into first weeks of Arena and TBC? Extra question, how long till season 1 starts after a launch? I have no clue, man. What's your view on tier 3 from classic vanilla into first weeks of Arena and TBC? I really have no idea. I have never experienced that shit. I've never played. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't have an answer for you. Especially like how long till season 1 starts after a launch. Like, how the fuck am I supposed to know that? Rogues are the worst DPS in TBC, I thought. Nah, you're trolling, mate. Rogues are good. Right, no problem. Thanks for trying, though. Yeah, I mean, I would tell you if I knew, but I would have to be playing back in the day, which I wasn't, to be able to answer that question. And even then, I wouldn't be able to answer that question, because even if I knew how it was back in the day, doesn't mean that they would do it the same way this time around. Maybe this time it's gonna take less time, and they will release season 1 sooner. You know, It's impossible. No one knows that. Also, playing without dual spec will be very annoying. That's true. Dual spec is really good. Having to respec every time, it's fucking AIDS. I think rogues are pretty good in PvE, especially from season 3 onwards. Because I'm not sure if you can get hit cap. I don't know. First of all, I don't know that much about PvE in general and about rogues in PvE specifically. But as far as I know, rogues really start to shine when they get that hit cap. Because the way sword specialization works on TBC is it only procs off of hands. I mean main hands. This shit is really hard for me to explain in English, to be honest. But for instance, you're hitting your... Fuck man, I don't know. I'm kind of tired as well. So I'm having a really hard time explaining this. Basically, what I'm trying to say is that you really need to be hit capped if you want to PvE as a rogue, so you can start actually doing some decent DPS. Because if you're not hit capped, then a lot of your offhand attacks will be missing, and they won't be proccing your sword spec extra attacks. And those sword spec extra attacks are always proccing off of your main hand weapon. So you're hitting a fucking offhand hit and it procs an extra attack, and that extra attack it triggers off of main hand weapon, not an offhand weapon. So you need to be hitting as many offhand attacks as you can to be proccing a lot of extra attacks, right? Makes sense? So you need to be hit capped for that, because if you're not, then a lot of your offhand hits will be missed and you won't be doing as much damage. I don't know, I can't explain any better right now. I'm fucking dampened. Sword spec and also energy proc, yeah, that too.
Out of the husk of history's shame I rise. Up from a past rooted in pain I rise. A black ocean leaping and wide. Welling and swelling.
How to use chastise in PvP? Well, I mean, can you think about it for for a few minutes maybe? There's really not that many ways in which you could use your chastise in PvP and in arena. They are all pretty straightforward. You use it for damage because it does a fair bit of damage, so sometimes you can use it for damage. So what else do we have? Let's read it together. Chastise the target, causing 370 to 430 holy damage and immobilizing them for 2 seconds. So you can immobilize your target, right? And what could you do it for? You could do it to kite. It's like you're running around the pillar from a warrior, right? The warrior is chasing your ass and you're just trying to kite him around the pillar. And assume you're both slowed, like you're playing fucking priest warrior into a warrior druid, and you got a warrior chasing your ass. And the warrior is slowed, and so you are. So you're running around the pillar, and then you're at the same speed. If you get a little bit away from him so he can reapply his hamstring, then eventually the hamstring is gonna... I don't know, that's really a bad example. All I should really say is that you use it to kite, you use it to sometimes fear someone. Like, you're chasing a fucking guy to fear him and he's running away from you. So you chastise him and you fear him, right? And then you use it to prevent someone from kiting your teammates sometimes. So like you're playing with a rogue, for instance, your rogue step kicks, and then he's trying to get back at the guy he was hitting before step kicking, and the guy seeing that the rogue step kicked starts kiting your rogue. So sometimes chastise is really good in those situations, because if you don't do it, then your rogue might actually get kited, and then his fucking crippling poison will drop or his wounds will drop, which is super bad. So you use it either to kite, prevent being kited, or fear someone, or damage. I guess that's all. And it's all pretty straightforward, man. Like, how else would you use it? Привет, можешь подсказать парочку сетапов для двоя с Элемом? Привет. Элем с БМом играется, с магом. БМ, маг. Может Дестер, Лок, но такое. Все они слабые достаточно сетапы. Мне кажется, самый сильный с БМом, потом с магом, потом уже с Дестриком. Все, в принципе. Ну и можно поиграть с каким-нибудь Афли Локом или SL Локом, это тоже слабый сетап. Элем слабый в двойке в целом. Он почти не играбельный. Kinda sucks that mages need PvE items, since apparently they struggle to get invites to raids. I don't think they do. Not at all, as far as I'm aware. Mages are really good in PvP. Oh, in PvE, I mean. They're highly wanted for PvE, as far as I know. Блин, я не получал уведомления от твоих новых видео, или ты давно не стримил? Если второе, то рад твоему камбэку и прежде. Здорово, да, давно не стримил. Но ты как бы тоже тут немного опоздал, мы уже отыграли все уже, и сегодня не будет арены. Я пока вот отвечу на вопрос сейчас и пойду чилить уже. Ну, может потом пересмотреть, вот мы играли RLP. Нормально так отыграли. Давно тут стримишь? Почему пропал с Твича? Ты никуда не пропадал. Просто поменял название канала, наверное, основного. И стримлю на Твиче со второго канала. Сейчас пиратов стримлю. Uzbeki greeting from old partner from arena tournament. XZKL. Skeleton. DPH. Yeah, I remember you. I remember XZK. You were playing Druid and Hunter, right? What's up, dude? Hey, I'm playing on Smolder Forge, or should I say trying? How can I improve without getting flamed? I don't know, man. Just play better. I don't really have any tips for you. Just watch some streamers play. If there's some streamers that are playing your class and they play good, I would suggest or recommend you to watch them, see what they're doing, compare what they're doing to what you're doing, try to understand why they're doing what they're doing and why it works, and reflect on your own gameplay. Maybe something like that. I really have no idea, man. But I think that should help. Mostly just, I think seeing other people play good helps, because then you get a better understanding of how the game is played or should be played at a high level. And obviously when you have that understanding, when you have that something in your head to like lean upon, when you have an idea in your head of how playing good looks like, it's easier for you to then just adjust your gameplay to make it look like that, you know? That makes sense. Rogue main damage in PvE is from wet hits. Yes, that's true. I was originally going to play Disc Priest / Rest Druid because I thought there would be zero PvE needed to compete. Looks like I will go back to Rogue since they need PvE gear anyway. Disc Priest needs some PvE gear. Druids also do need some PvE gear. If you want to play a class that doesn't need any PvE gear, I will suggest Shadow Priest, SLSL Warlock, and Warrior. Those three need the least PvE. Здорово, ты играешь на Если, кто твой мейн? Привет, на Если я сегодня первый раз играл. Мой мейн, у меня нет мейна, я здесь не играю. Мне этого чара дали поиграть. Сегодня играл первый раз здесь тройку и не планирую здесь много играть, в принципе. Давно тут стримишь? Это я уже читал. Do you think Shadow Priest can get high rank in 2/3s TBC? I think so, yeah. I think Shadow Priests are kind of weak compared to other classes. But there's a few good comps you could play in both 2s and 3s. Shadow play is really fucking good in 3s. Shatter, which is Shadow Priest, First Mage and Shaman, that comp is very strong as well. And in 2s, Shadow Priest Mage is a strong comp, but I think they only become really strong in like Season 4, or at least Season 3, and Shadow Priest Rogue is pretty strong no matter the season. You just need to play it right. Ничего себе, ни одного луза. Ну да, мы сегодня только, несколько таких серьезных команд встречали всего лишь. Буквально, может, не больше 5 игр против каких-то хороших команд было. Поэтому ничего серьезного пока. Дай второй канал. Это Real Mir, наверное, да. But Shadow Priest gets wrecked by Rogue Mage. Kinda, yeah, but it's fine. You can still you can still win some games, I guess. 48-0. Did you not face a single good team? I think we faced a few, but not too many. Yeah, we had like maybe 5 games tops against good teams, and that's if I'm being generous, to be honest. Didn't face that many good teams today. No. Some were decent. Some, like, I think 1 or 2 were good for real, but even not really. I think the challenging games are still ahead. You will never not get flamed in solo queue. Doesn't matter how good you are. That's absolutely true. Yeah, bro, you just got a gem for dodge rating. That's how you win Reg Mage as SP. Well, yeah, pretty much. No, I mean, you can still win. You just need to play really good. But even if you play really good, yeah, Reg Mage is gonna be hard. But you know, there's not that many Reg Mages, I don't think. What's dynamic DR? I heard you mention it in one of your streams. Dynamic DR is where the DR timer is not set to be specific number or specific, you know, it means that basically on Warmain, for instance, there was dynamic DR, and the DR timer was randomly anywhere between 15 to 20 seconds. That means dynamic, as opposed to static. On this server, it's, I believe, static 18 seconds. Why was it like that? Because that's Blizz-like. That's how it was back on retail. That is also stupid, but that's another story for another time. Reg Mage and RLP are both top comps. Shatter also in 3s. Mage War Priest, Reg Mage, Druid, and some more. Yeah, mages are really good on TBC, man. You can get rank 1 as a mage in both 2s and 3s for sure. For sure. Damn, is that why people complain so much that TBC is so RNG heavy? That's part of it, yeah. Like, imagine having these RNG talents Like this is an RNG talent. Sometimes you'll resist kidneys, or chip shots, or fucking intercepts, and win or lose the game based on that. Then there's mace stun. Then there's like even fucking dodges. There's so much RNG basically in the game that adding more RNG through through dynamic DRs or dynamic combat timers is just really uncalled for and bad for the game in my opinion. You don't need to make this game any more random than it is naturally through talents, like talents alone. There's no need for dynamic DR on TBC. In my opinion, at least. Resists / dodges / misses were a big part of the RNG. Yeah, they are. Скажи, please, Мир стримит где-то? Нет, Мир не стримит. Так. Ладно, что, ребята, короче, буду закругляться. Спасибо, что смотрели. Я думаю, я еще постримлю тройку на Endless тут. Может, 2 на 2 поиграю. Но я не думаю, что я буду здесь много играть двойку. 3 на 3, наверное, поиграю еще. Ну, типа, может, даже на какой-то ранг попробуем поиграть. Так, по фану чисто. Насчет двойки не знаю. Может, вообще не буду играть. Может, поиграю немного пристрок. В общем, может еще это в ближайшее время постримлю. Shadow Priests are walking lottery tickets. Как-то будет. Yeah, Shadow Priest is... I don't know. The thing with Shadow Priest is... It's really... dependent on good RNG. Like if you're playing Shadow Priest Rogue, sometimes you can play perfectly well, you can outplay your opponent, you can do whatever the fuck, right? You can play as good as possible and just get bad RNG and lose because of it. So that's the problem of Shadow Priests on TBC. It's one of the main problems in my opinion. And some other times you'll get good RNG, and even if you don't play as good, you'll still win. That's just how it is. And that's the problem of Shadow Priest and the problem of most double DPS comps on TBC. They just get fucked by RNG. RMD is the best comp for druids in threes. There's a fucking ton of good comps for druid in threes. I'm not sure which one is the best. There's WLD, there's Hunter Warlock Druid, there's RMD. Those three are definitely one of the better ones. And then there's a fucking a dozen more that are also really good. Warrior damage is definitely fucked on the server. It's actually insane. I don't think it's just warrior damage. A lot of people were complaining about damage in general. All melee damage and all like spell damage. All damage basically being too high compared to other servers. And I can relate. When I was playing PTR, I also felt like that. Alright boys, I'm gonna call it a night here. I'm pretty fucking tired, if I'm being honest. The session was good tonight. Unfortunately, we didn't really play against too many good teams and didn't have too many challenging games. There were a few good games and challenging games, but mostly just kinda whatever games. But anyway, I hope you still enjoyed watching those and you enjoyed the stream in general. So thanks for watching, and I'll play some more threes on Endless sometime. Maybe this week, maybe next week. Like, we'll definitely be capping from now on, so I might be streaming that. Hopefully we'll have some good teams to play against, so I'll have some good content. I'm really hoping. And yeah, basically I think that our more challenging and our better games are, you know, our best games are still ahead. And so I'll try to stream it for you guys. I'm not sure though. I think when we'll be getting like high rating, playing at 2200 plus or some shit, I might be streaming it, even though my partners probably wouldn't want me to. I think I might still be streaming it, but then I won't be reading the chat at all to not get distracted and stuff. But yeah, anyway, I'll try to fix some TBC content for you guys, if I can, when I can. So I'll see you later. Thanks for watching. Stay safe. Don't get corona. Okay, bye.